What is up, YouTube, and welcome to the new and improved
Right.
Extra Point.
Brand new.
Brand fucking new.
That's right. We're starting over. This is actually episode 1.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's fine.
Yep. I'm your host, Hunter, along with the Nick motherfucking
Right.
Holman. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well. _Nick Holman. Instagram, Facebook. Look me up. Follow me.
Facebook too? I don't think you can do that on Facebook.
I'm just Nick Holman on Facebook. Instagram, _Nick Holman. Follow me. Show me some love.
We got a good episode for y'all today. We got more than a couple topics. We got like 5 fucking topics.
Yeah, we're going to be here for about 4.5 hours. So buckle in.
Yep.
Just
3-hour episode. Here we go. No. All right.
Not that long.
First one brought by Canyon Combs. Y'all know Canyon. He was our draft specialist last year?
Made several appearances on the show 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Draft.
Yeah.
Amazing at scouting, college, all that bullshit. So, yeah. Here we go. Canyon Combs' first topic, Trey Lance and Justin Fields. He wants us to review their first official, well, Trey Lance didn't start, but
Yeah.
first start for Justin Fields.
Second start.
Second start for Justin Fields and Trey Lance's first actual appearance. And will they be the starters of their respective teams? Nick, how do you think Trey was?
I thought Trey was as expected, very athletic. Was good when they did the RPOs, right? And he has a big arm. He had a couple great. I think he had one like 45-yard dime, which was a pretty throw.
That was wide to foot. Open though.
No, he was, but I mean, it wasn't like a bad pass. He didn't miss it. Let's just pull it up. 157 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 50% on the money, 50% completion, but a decent quarterback rating. He's the only rookie that hasn't turned the ball over yet. Actually, Fields has as well. So he's the only rookie quarterback that hasn't turned the ball over. Granted, he's gotten like 1/3 of what everybody else has had or the next guy's had. But he's as expected. You know, I don't think they had any game plan for him at all. I think when they put him out there, because, you know, Jimmy G got hurt. I don't know how hurt he was. He was kind of sitting there on the sideline. I felt like he could have played, maybe.
They just wanted to see how it was.
And it wasn't great, to be honest. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It wasn't Zach Wilson has been in a couple games this year, but it wasn't the best thing either. So
yeah,
not bad.
It wasn't bad. Now, like his play was good, but not great. It wasn't amazing.
Yep.
And like you said, you know, you already went through his stats, and you kind of brought it up. The game plan, I feel, wasn't for him.
No.
So, I mean, Jimmy G was the starter of that game.
Exactly.
He got taken out. I don't think they were expecting Trey Lance to go in the second half.
No.
So the only plays I think that was for him that week was the read options, like you said.
Yeah.
The power runs, quarterback power runs. So if they had a game plan specifically for him that week and practice with him that week, I think he would have been better. And like you said, there was some accuracy issues, a little inconsistent. But besides that, it was good. I'm not going to say it was great. I think they would have done better with Garoppolo in there. However, I think Trey Lance will be a better quarterback.
I do give him props, though. It was a divisional game. A pretty decent team in the Seahawks, and he had to come in last minute. I mean, if he was like, hey, you're starting next week, had a 4 week of practice, and he still was that inconsistent, I'd be a little more disappointed. But given the scenario, not bad.
Yeah. You know how I am at looking up contracts and all that bullshit, doing the GM side of things.
That's your thing, yeah.
So,
let's hear it.
I don't think he will start this year. I don't think he'll start next year because Jimmy Garoppolo has 2 years left on his contract, and each year he has a $26 million cap hit and a $27 million cap hit. They already tried trading him before they even drafted Trey Lance. Didn't work out because nobody's going to take a mid-tier quarterback that's worth $130, $150 million.
Exactly. Very overpaid.
So that's why I don't think Trey's going to start. They're going to just roll with Jimmy. He's going to learn behind Jimmy and give it 3 years, and he'll be good to go.
Well, I don't know. I didn't look up any of that stuff. That's all you. You're going to cover that all night, forever. That's your thing. Mm-hmm. Cap and all that stuff. That's good. I had a different reason that he wasn't going to start. As soon as Jimmy G is pretty much fully healthy again, I think he's going right back in. The offense, first off, is probably easier to run than the Patriots for Jimmy G at this point. He's been with them, what, 4 years? 4 seasons? 5th season? It's been, I mean...
With the 49ers.
With the Niners. It's
like
been...
3.
I think it's going on about 4 seasons now, if I'm not mistaken. Granted, it missed a lot of games, so it doesn't feel like that many. The reason why is because he wins games. If he played, I feel they were going to win the game. And it's weird when I say this stat because you're like, really? Like, because he doesn't do a bunch of outstanding plays. Doesn't do a bunch of bad stuff either, but he doesn't really do a lot of playmaking stuff. Jimmy Garoppolo is 38-14 career as a starter, 73% win percentage. And I think that's why the 49ers are trying to win now. They're trying to win after Jimmy G. That's why they got Trey Lance. They're trying to keep winning because last year they were atrocious. They were awful last year. What, 4 wins?
Yep.
Yeah. So they're trying to win games. I think Jimmy G gives them the best chance to win. That's all they care about. So as soon as Jimmy G's back, I think, and healthy, I think he'll be starting for that reason. But what you said makes sense. I mean, he'll probably start next year too, given his contract. Even if Trey Lance may outperform him in the offseason, he probably isn't going to be as ready as Garoppolo will be. So that's a good point you made as well.
Right. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, honestly. And it's stats speak for themselves. He does win the games. Even though they drafted a quarterback to specifically get rid of Jimmy G in the long run. And build it for Trey Lance. But you're right now. I mean, he does win games somehow. Being a mid-tier quarterback is just built for him. You are correct. So moving on to Justin Fields. Me and you both have the same exact reason or same exact what am I trying to say? How Jimmy G played or fucking Jimmy G. Justin Fields played.
The same take. Yeah.
That's it. Yep. Go ahead.
Well, first off, that guy is going to be not Lamar Jackson numbers, but he is going to be tough to beat when he runs, man. He put on a clinic on the ground. More importantly, though, their run game as a whole was very good. But that's as a team. To me, listen, they didn't beat a great team, okay? He did fine. They won their game. The question of will he be a starter the rest of the year? Yes. And he don't like the difference between them and the 49ers scenarios are so different. 49ers are actually looking at, can they win now? The Bears aren't winning now. It's not going to happen. Put the kid in. It's just like the Jets. Their season's already screwed from the get-go because Matt Nagy's their head coach still. And they just don't have the weapons on offense. The offense is pretty mediocre. So I think their season's pretty much in the toilet already. So that's why he's going to play. But he's going to do okay. I mean, he had a good game. We will bring up that the Lions have the 31st ranked defense in football. So that makes it a lot easier on him. And he still did throw a pick. So that's not great, but he got his completion percentage up. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. So that's good. And his quarterback rating was a solid 82. That was top 10 quarterback rating this week. So, some positives there. But he's definitely going to be playing. There's no doubt about that.
Well, let's hope he's going to be playing.
Listen, if Andy Dalton comes back and Matt Nagy actually puts that red rocket in the game, he's fired the next week.
So that's the thing.
No question.
They were saying last week that Nagy needs to get fired now.
Yeah.
Nobody said that so far after this win. Granted, it was against the Lions, they had 2 turnovers that were only Detroit could pull them off.
I know.
All
in the red zone.
Yep, he goes the audible. The center hikes the ball, hits him, falls right into a defensive lineman's hand. Only the Lions will do that. Like we said last week, they're a different franchise.
Hugs all around to all the Lions players and fans.
So I'm going to carry on what you said. He played great. Granted, yes, it was against the 31 ranked defense in the NFL, but he played great. The game plan was amazing. Designed for Justin Fields.
That's right.
So props to, I don't know who the offensive coordinator is, and Matt Nagy. They did a great job at coming out and attacking Detroit with Justin Fields' strengths.
Matt Nagy did a great job.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought I'd say that?
Well, he did good with not Nick Foles. Trubisky that year when they made it to the playoffs. Somehow, their defense carried them.
Straight defense.
Which they had the number 1 ranked defense, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did.
Anyway, so the game plan was on point for Justin Fields, and the accuracy, the accuracy was spot the fuck on.
Yeah.
Deep balls, killing it.
Yeah.
Especially the deep balls. His accuracy was phenomenal. He did have one pick I don't think it was really his fault. Hit the guy in the hands. It
Yeah.
popped up
Popped
and
out,
fucking
yeah.
intercepted. So I don't think that was his fault. But
Yeah, that pass to Darnell Mooney was nice.
yeah, he had like 2 or 3 of them that were
Yeah.
just phenomenal. So Justin Fields, he needs to start. However, we pointed out he played the 31st ranked defense in the NFL. I want to see more of him against a better defense and a better team in general. You know, if he has to play from behind, because he was up the whole entire time. The run game worked out for him. So I want to see him play from behind. I want to see him get under pressure and play against a better defense.
You'll see it. You'll see.
I mean, probably, yeah. We'll definitely.
Just within their division.
We'll
you're gonna
definitely see it because they will be playing from behind a lot. But yeah, I really want to see it. But Justin, he needs to start right now. Yeah. Definitely.
Keep him in.
So moving on to a next topic. Nick Holman wanted to talk about this one specifically as it includes one of his favorite players of all time and a
current favorite
player of all time. My bad. And his obviously favorite team in the Bill Belichick versus Tom Brady matchup. Obviously, this was the most watched game probably all year with like 26 million. 26 million views. I mean, and it was a big topic. So, what did you see?
Well, I was on my feels a little bit. A lot of smiles before the game, seeing Tom Brady run on the field. You know, let's fucking go like he always does. You know, I really felt like the fans though. We cheer him on right before the game. That's great. Thanks for the Super Bowls. As soon as they run on the field for the first drive, boo! You suck. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah. But it was first off, the game was really good. First off, as a Pats fan, you don't really get too happy with losing. I was decent. I wasn't that mad. I was kind of satisfied.
I would be happy if I was a Pats fan.
We took on Mac. First off, Mac Jones.
I'm originally from Hawaii, but I moved to Wisconsin.
Mac Jones. What was that?
That was an ad, apparently.
Cool. Mac Jones is awesome. Yeah. He outdueled. In my opinion, he outplayed Brady, and I have the stats to prove it. Let's start there. Okay. Brady, barely 50% passing, 51%, 269. No touchdowns, as Hunter liked to point out. He needed a single touchdown from Tom Brady to win a fantasy game, and that did not happen. So, big rip to you on that.
Who scored? 26 points, 27 points, 26 points in your first 3 games or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in your fucking fourth, 11.
Well, let me tell you.
Tom, really, dude?
Why.
Come on.
Let me tell you why. And someone said, I think Keyshawn said this on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, okay, the radio show. Mm-hmm. He thinks he was playing cautious, and here's why. And I agree with him. He knows Belichick was scheming. If you listen to Chris Collinsworth, y'all might think he's funny. I think he's a great. I think he's pretty smart, and he's a great announcer. Mm-hmm. Every other play, he was calling it out, just like Romo would. Bill Belichick had a different defense. Not every quarter or at the different half. Every other time Brady was on the field, he had a different look defense. Moving guys around. We stuffed the box sometimes. We spread it out. Had one down lineman, like 20% of the plays or something like that. So he actually, I think Bill had beaten Brady mentally, which not many people can do except probably Bill Belichick. So that's why he screwed you in fantasy, and he didn't do that well. Real quick on Mac Jones, just throw his stats out there. He was great. 77% completion. Tied Brady's record for, I think it was 20 straight completions at one point. 19 straight completions at one point. I thought it was 20. Damn you, Chris Collinsworth. You said 20 last night. He had 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick and got sacked 4 times. I thought he was great. He was pressured the whole game. Even the quick completed passes, he had guys in his grill. And I can't be too mad at that because the Bucs probably have the best front 7. Top 5. On paper.
This year don't look like it.
They got a great front 7. Their DBs, I feel so bad.
Oh my God.
They were already shorthanded. Richard Sherman got off the couch like 3 days ago.
He didn't want to play.
I know, he wanted to wait a couple weeks.
And Bruce was like, "You're getting your fucking ass up."
Yeah, he has to. And then they lost Carlton Davis, and Antoine Winfield went out late. He was still great, though. He had the fumble and the pick, but Yeah, I feel bad for the Bucks DBs. Anyway, overall, if we want to talk about who won that game, obviously, you know, they walked away. The Bucks did, and Tom did with the win, right? And that's, I guess in the end, that's all that matters. But morally, it's a nice moral victory for the Patriots because I think Bill got the best of Tom from offense to defensive mindset, and then we kind of showed off our shiny new toy to the old dog and said, "Hey, look what we got."
Yep.
Look at our guy. Look, he looked like a young Tom Brady. Really, really did.
He really did.
Like an '03 Brady. Like nothing special, but like, damn, that's not bad. So overall, I thought it was fun to watch, and I wasn't too mad about the ending. And I found this out today. Adam Shefty, the best NFL news reporter
Absolutely.
that they've ever had. He reported that Belichick and Brady, before the game, had planned to meet after the game, not on the field, but in the Buccaneers locker room. Belichick went in at Tom's permission, and they were in there by themselves for over 20 minutes before someone saw Belichick leave and Brady followed him. So this whole drama thing
It was
and
a
this
fight. They got into a big brawl.
it's all BS. I don't know.
Is.
Someone just made it up because it sounds good. None of it's true at all.
You got to get the views, man.
So that's all that was about, which that made me happy. And yeah, I was pretty pleased with it. You're a third party guy, so how did you feel about it?
Well, with the feud going on, every UFC fight, every boxing match, they fake hate each other.
They do.
Sometimes they do, but they fake hate each other so you can get a good storyline. It's like fucking WWE. Okay,
Yeah.
So that was how that was brought up, and that's why it worked. 26 million fucking views, on a game.
Yeah.
You don't see that shit but the Super Bowl, which like triples it. But besides the point.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad you said it because you took the words right out of my mouth. The Patriots are a strong wild card team in the AFC.
I know it's weird to say because you're 1-3, but I agree with you.
They are a strong wild card team. Will they beat the Bills in their division? No. Will they?
Probably not.
Will they beat the Dolphins? They might go 1-1. But if they make the wild card, if they make it, which I do believe they will, they are a strong wild card team. The Patriots did a great job. If I was a Patriots fan, I would be happy. Bill Belichick, I think, did best Tom Brady. Now,
thank you.
The Patriots being the underdogs, they have, compared to Tampa's roster on offense, nowhere close to being Tampa.
Nowhere near close
on defense, nowhere close to being Tampa. So the fact that Belichick did that and got the game that close and fucked Brady that much is unbelievable. Now,
fucked you that much.
Exactly. Me being fucking number one on getting fucked. So, and we had this conversation on a former one of the episodes 2 years ago on if it's Bill Belichick or if it's Tom Brady on the Patriots' success.
We did, and So I think we had. I think I was on Brady's side, but this was before the breakup, I believe. Right before the breakup. So I was just defending my boy because everybody else was on the Belichick train. But
which everybody still is.
Well, who hates Tom now? Like,
no. I mean,
are there any Brady
Tom.
haters anymore? Like, they're all like people like Tom Brady now.
I don't want him to play anymore, obviously. And it sucks playing him twice a year now. But besides that, no, I've always loved Bill Belichick. He's the greatest head coach of all time. He's the greatest GM of all time. And anyway, getting off of that, the Patriots did a great job. And if I was a Patriots fan, I would be very happy with what I saw. Yeah. Especially, like you said, in Mac Jones. Performing great under pressure. He killed it in the big game, primetime game. This is the moment, and you have 26 million people watching you. Right. And he performed great, and he outperformed Brady. Yeah. Then again, he didn't have, one of the best defensive head coaches of all time playing against him, but he did great. And I'm telling you, if they make it to the playoffs, they're a strong wild card, and Mac Jones is going to have a phenomenal career with the Patriots.
I think so.
Hopefully with Bill Belichick for a while. I know...
he's 69, as they wanted to point out 20 times last night.
And Bruce Arians.
Yep.
Both 69
First time
years old.
2 69-year-olds, 69.
Kurt Hills, you'll hear about him in a minute, wanted us to say that.
Yeah.
One of the
Shout out
fans
to
of
you,
the show.
Kurt, you freak.
So,
69.
yeah, Patriots did a great job, and that was a great game. Honestly, it was a very. I mean, a lot of people don't like defensive games. I do.
I love them.
It's just.
I love them.
The mind games going back between Bill and Tom, and obviously a lot of people were saying it was going to be a blowout. I didn't think so because Bill knows so much about Tom and knows what will fuck him up.
Exactly. And you can look at the history of Brady facing former Belichick coaches like Patricia and all them. Hey, the Lions might have sucked, but Patricia got us once or twice over the last few years when he was the head coach for the Lions. You know, they know Brady, know what to do, and really just switch it up like Bill did. I mean, if you just come in with the same game plan, the dude watches film more than anyone else has ever watched combined.
Yep.
He's gonna know what to do. If you switch it up on him and shake it up, I think from what I could tell, that's all Bill did. He just came in different every drive.
Yep.
That makes a big difference.
The roster won the game. It wasn't Bill. Yeah. It wasn't Brady who won it. It was the roster.
It was the fact that the Bucs have a better overall team than the Patriots. Yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly, and it came down to being that close.
That's right.
So, Canyon also wanted us to talk about this next topic. Sam Darnold. Yeah. Okay, Canyon's a big Panther fan, just like me. Sam Darnold, and he wanted to compare the success with the Carolina Panthers compared to how it was in New York.
It's already a landslide there.
Holy shit. When you go from being he was picked third, right? Third in the draft.
Pick. 2017, I guess now? 2018?
Third pick in the draft. He was amazing for USC.
Yeah.
And he shit the bed pretty hard. Pretty bad. Shit it pretty bad. Again, with the Jets.
Not his fault, though.
So, oh, God, no. And I'm about to break down the stats. Okay, so you got the Jets. In 3 seasons, he averaged 2,699 yards a season, passing.
Very low nowadays.
Okay. 59.7 completion percentage.
Disappointing.
That's worse than Cam. Average 15 touchdowns a game. Or, not a game.
Wow.
A season. Passing.
That's
passing.
Pretty mediocre.
And you know what? Best stat of all, a 78.2 rating. In 3 seasons, averaged.
That's awful, actually. That's all 3 pretty terrible stats.
It's horrible. It could be one of the worst quarterback
starts to a career
ever.
Other than Ryan Leaf.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, so you got the Panthers.
I wasn't going that far, but
granted, in four games, okay, he's projected 4,756 yards passing. 67.8% completion percentage right now.
Yep.
He's already got 5 touchdowns passing.
And rushing.
And he's got a 95.4 rating. Now you want to go to rushing.
Yeah, let's hear it, dude.
Rushing, he's already got 5 touchdowns in the season.
Leads the league, people.
He does. A white quarterback.
A white quarterback.
A white boy.
It ain't Lamar.
No. 5 touchdowns passing, so 10 total already this year. He had 5 touchdowns in 3 seasons rushing with.
Did he really?
With the Jets. In 3 seasons, he had 5 touchdowns.
Damn.
So, yes, I'm gonna say big time. It's coaching. Coaching right off the rip. We talked about it last week when we were saying Cliff Kingsbury, Sean McVay, and then we compared Cliff Kingsbury to Adam Gase, which that's too far. That's too far. In my opinion, it's too far. Just being funny, but. Yes, Adam Gase, probably the worst head coach of all time, was your head coach for the first 3 years of your career. Okay, that's a big 2 years.
That's a bummer. Yeah,
that's a bummer. So the Panthers have better offensive weapons, obviously, and DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, who was his best weapon with the Jets.
Yeah,
and he's not even utilizing Robbie Anderson that much.
No, it's a DJ Moore show, man. He's awesome.
Robbie was never a great receiver in my eyes. He's good. He's really good, and nothing against him. He's just a deep threat.
I was about to say he's one-dimensional.
Right.
He's there for, you need a 50-yarder, okay, I got you.
Exactly. Yeah. We saw it a couple days ago with us playing the Cowboys. He had a couple drops in there, couldn't get off the corner because his route running's not there. He's just a deep threat. He'll
just fast.
He'll line up on the left and he'll run straight to the fucking right, and by he gets to the fucking other sideline, he's open. Yeah. So, better offensive weapons. He also has McCaffrey. Even though McCaffrey didn't play against the Cowboys, by the way, he could be back this week.
Early.
Yep.
Okay, that's a lot better than it could have been. Wow.
Yeah, it could be. If not this week, it's probably going to be next week. You have McCaffrey, you got DJ as well, and
Well, I was going to say one of the things I was thinking about, I agree with everything you said, is that he upgraded from a washed-up Le'Veon Bell,
yep.
right, and Robbie Anderson to, coincidentally Robbie Anderson, but he upgraded from that to Chris McCaffrey and DJ Moore. That is quite the upgrade.
Yeah, definitely.
And he still got Robbie Anderson just in case
Yep.
he needs to.
Tommy Trimble, I think he's going to be a great tight end for us. Offensive line, hopefully we can, help him with that because ours is fucking.
I know the feeling.
Anyway, so that just the roster and depth chart alone and the team around him in general. Now you move on to the style. So we have changed our style to a West Coast style offense.
Yep.
Now we do run the spread sometimes. We've got some good depth at receivers, so we can run the spread. Also, McCaffrey can line up as a fucking whatever he wants. Probably
an
offensive tackle.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever he
nose
wants.
guard.
So we can run a spread, but we run a West Coast style, and we utilize his rushing ability to go along with that. Because the reason he's got so many damn rushing yards and rushing touchdowns is because nobody thought the fuck he could run.
Yeah, they don't.
3 years, he did shit on the ground.
He's pretty quick, man. He's kind of that Daniel Jones, like, wow, this guy
exactly
can
what I
run.
was about to say. He can run.
Great.
Now, unlike the Jets, who just tried to utilize him as a pocket passer in a spread offense with
no
weapons,
fucking receivers and no offensive line,
just absolute shit, and he didn't run. He had one really good run against the Giants Monday Night Football, right? It was like a fucking 50-yard touchdown.
That's right, it was because that's the same night Daniel Jones did one to him.
Yep,
that was last year.
He tripped.
Yep. It would have been the longest run of the season for a quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's roster alone, a lot better. Okay, and then coaching, a lot better. I mean, we also got Joe Brady. Panthers got Joe Brady with he's probably going to be a head coach with some other team next year, but he's one of the best offensive minds in football. And did you know he was 32 years old?
Is he really?
Yes.
Wow, he's younger than Byron Leftwich, isn't he? Wow.
32 years old. So Sam Darnold, his success is, I'm glad he's doing great in Carolina. Now you wanted me to talk about what Terry Bradshaw said, right?
I did. So Terry Bradshaw, I believe this was prior to the game. So NFL Fox pregame, before they played the Cowboys a few days ago, said, and I think I'm quoting this to the T, that the Panthers now have the best quarterback in their franchise history. So Terry Bradshaw believes Sam Darnold right now is the best quarterback they've ever had. And I thought that's interesting. I think I'll give my quick opinion on it and I'll let you go because I know you have quite a feeling about this. I think that it's possible. I think it's way too soon. He's played 4 games. And he's played, I'd say, 4 good games. He wasn't terrible against the Cowboys, honestly. But he's played 3 really good games. And, he's got a chance. But, dude, Cam won an MVP. Took it to the Super Bowl. DeLome took it to a Super Bowl. Was in the playoffs a couple times. I mean, it's not there yet. I think Bradshaw's jumping the gun, but I think he's right in that if this works out, he's got another year's contract after this season. If these 2 seasons work out the way they should, if Panthers can be a playoff team, maybe both of these next 2 seasons, they give him a big contract. It'll be because Sam Darnold led them to the playoffs. Maybe that's an option. I don't know. But when a guy's an MVP and took it to a Super Bowl, right, like Cam, and then even Jake Delhomme took it to the Super Bowl back in the early days, you can't be better than them after 4 games. There's no way, right?
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I mean,
now I think Cam right now is obviously the best quarterback we've ever had, being a very young team
and a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I really believe it. So I get laughed at all the time by other fans.
I'm not laughing
friends.
with you. I got you.
Cam Newton. I don't know if he's a first ballot, but he's a Hall of Famer. Definitely will be a
greatest
Hall of Famer.
mobile quarterback of all time. The stats are there to prove it too.
Yeah.
So.
You look at Lamar. Lamar might beat him. But he did beat Vic, who was the best mobile quarterback of all time.
No one's going to catch him in touchdowns. Ain't no way.
Nope. Cam honestly had one of the best quarterback seasons of all time, his MVP season in 2015.
It was.
Stats to prove it. You can look at Lamar's MVP season, nowhere fucking close.
close.
Nowhere
Nope.
close. So I'm going to give props to Cam. I love Cam to death. I loved him when he was
Yeah.
with the Patriots. He didn't perform very well, but, it was a shitty season.
Yeah.
I love Cam Newton. So he is the best quarterback in our franchise history. However, it's a new beginning. It looks promising. Last year, I didn't like what I saw just because of the quarterback play, but the team around it, I liked. I liked the last 2 drafts we've had, and I love the Sam Darnold pickup. Now, Sam Darnold, we're doing good on cap space. We've got a young team at 24 years old.
Yep.
Sam Darnold is a 24-year-old quarterback who already has 3 years of experience. I'm telling you, me and our friend Alan
Yep.
have a bet going who makes it to the Super Bowl or who wins the Super Bowl first, Jags or Panthers.
The Jaguars or the Panthers, people.
Now,
Come
I
on.
made a very bold prediction 6 years ago, maybe, on with my stepdad on
I don't know
who
about
makes
this.
it to a Super Bowl first, Giants or the Panthers. And I said the Panthers will make it to a Super Bowl within the next 5 years. 2 years later, they were in it. I'm going to go on a limb and say the Panthers will be in the Super Bowl in the next 4 years.
I agree with that.
Maybe less. It might be 3.
You know why I think 3? Because Brady's going to retire after next season.
You're exactly right. Brady's going to retire.
Get first in your division. Probably first in the NFC. You have to fight for the Rams with that one. We'll talk about that next. Yeah, I agree. That's pretty good. That's a nice prediction.
I love what I'm seeing. Now going with all right, so that's the Panthers in general. I think the Panthers are on
Yeah.
track to be amazing in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Finally, maybe a potential dynasty. You know how I had that bold take with the Colts being a dynasty, and then Andrew
Yeah.
Luck retired and they shit the bed.
Yeah.
Carolina is going to be your next dynasty team.
Sam Darnold's going to retire after this year.
I will cry. I will cry. So, Carolina, bold take. Carolina Panthers in the next couple of years will be your next dynasty in the NFL.
Why don't you go ahead and jump to the next topic and tell us why with that defense of theirs?
Now, C.J. Henderson. So Canyon wanted us to talk about the C.J. Henderson signing and the outlook for the Panthers defense in the next 3 years. Woo! I am pumped. All right.
This is all I got. Nothing. This is all you.
C.J.
I'm
Henderson.
watching and learning.
C.J. Henderson signing with the Panthers. Sadly, he got hurt last year, which was his rookie year. But a 8th pick, or the 9th pick, 8th or 9th pick in last year's draft. The Jags gave him away. In return, they got Dan Arnold and a pack of chips, and the Panthers got
That's right.
one of the best corners, or a top 10 corner potentially in the league.
Yep.
So we got C.J. Anderson for nothing, and we're not paying anything for him. So in the next
Dan Arnold.
3, 4, 5 years, knock on wood, if we sign Dante Jackson, whose contract ends this year, we will have Dante Jackson, who is our second corner,
Yep.
will be our nickel when C.J. Henderson and J.C. Horn come back, or J.C. Horn comes back. So you got J.C. Horn as your starting corner, C.J. Henderson as your second corner, Dante Jackson as your nickel, possibly A.J. Bouye, whose contract ends not this year but next year. You have Jeremy Chin, who's locked up for a good 4 years as your starting free safety. Strong safety, it's a toss-up. Let me bring out my other notes. So strong safety, we have... Oh my God, I'm blanking. Justin Burris. Sorry, Justin Burris is our strong safety. I'm liking what I'm seeing the first 3 games of the season. He's hurt and he'll be out for a little while, sadly. But if we can draft a strong safety, a good one, so your DBs are set for the next 5, 6 years.
Yeah, you're good to go, I think.
Hey, guess what? They're all under 24 years old. So there you go. Now, in 2023, or after this year, they have Marquise Haynes, Hassan Reddick, Frankie Louvu, your boy,
Frankie.
Jermaine Carter, Justin Burris, and Dante Jackson contracts ending this year. Now, I don't see a good bit of those players getting paid top dollar. I do see Dante wanting a little bit more for obvious reasons. He was our number 1 corner last year. He's our number 2 corner this year. I see him wanting some money. Hassan Reddick's going to want a little bit more money, obviously. He's leading the team in sacks, right, with Brian Burns. And then Jermaine Carter, our starting middle linebacker. He's going to want some money too.
Yep.
In 2023, you have A.J. Bouye's contract ending. Morgan Fox, and Brian Burns. Brian Burns obviously being the number one defensive player on our team, him and Shaq Thompson. Obviously.
Brian Burns is
Well, with Jeremy
one
Chin.
of the best in the league.
Brian Burns, I'm still holding to it, Defensive Player of the Year. That's a
It's-
really bold prediction, really bold.
I don't think it's
get
that
it.
bold.
I
Right
get
now, he's one of the top ones.
And he is. His stats, I mean, he's lacking in sacks compared to, fucking Chandler Jones
Got
getting
tackles
5.
for loss.
His pass deflections, holy
Pass
shit.
deflection. Yeah,
At a
that
defensive
TJ
end.
Watt. TJ Watt led it last year. Yep.
So there's your 2023 contracts ending. And in 2024, you got Derek Brown, Yetur Gross-Matos, C.J. Henderson, and Jeremy Chin. So obviously, we're going to have to, or people are going to have to take some pay cuts in the next couple of years on defense. But honestly, the camaraderie with the defense,
Yeah.
I feel like they will. They're going to want to stay together. They know they have something special brewing in Carolina on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to take some pay cuts. I 100% believe it. And the cap space looks great. 2021 cap right now, $21 million free. Next year is $51, and then 2023 is $148 million is freed up. But that's also because Sam Darnold, his contract's ending.
Yeah.
DJ Moore's contract's ending. Robbie Anderson's contract's ending. So I'm telling you, young defense with star players at every single position. I just went over all of them. And the ability to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3 to a run the nickel and have heavy players and depth at every single position. Unbelievable.
There you go.
I want to hear some Nick Coleman. Here we go. Let me hear it. What do you think?
What more do you want me to say?
What do you think, being not a Panther fan, about the Carolina defense?
I think. First off, I was going to say something about the Cowboys game because
Go ahead, bring
they
it up.
ran.
Because I was about to say it as well.
They ran all over the Panthers.
They did.
Ezekiel Elliott's best game, pretty much in like a couple seasons,
Yep.
honestly. And then Prescott really didn't have to. He barely had 200 yards at one point. So it was literally
All right.
they literally. If y'all had to stop the run one time the second half, y'all had one possession game with like 6 minutes left, and they actually ran out the clock with 6 minutes left, which is
Which I called it. They were going to do it.
You did. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, no way, right? Yeah, they did. They really did. So I don't know if that was just the Cowboys' O-line is that good, and they are. But that's got I guess that's a weakness maybe you could look at. But overall, I was excited about your defense a couple years ago because I called the Derek Brown pick. I was picking the draft. I was pretty hyped about that because I wanted him. He was really good, clearly. And then was it this past year or the year before? You guys drafted all defensive players. No one's ever done that in NFL history.
Yep.
Is that right?
Correct.
So I knew your defense was going to be pretty good. I just didn't know they were going to be this good, this fast. Like I knew about Jeremy Chin last year. He was good. Derek Brown was good. Brian Burns was great. He was getting better already. And you got Shaq. What I didn't know is you had all these other cornerbacks like J.C. Horn. I didn't know he was going to be that good. He was really good before he got injured.
He got hurt, yeah.
I hate it for him. He was locked down. Like, he was one of those, like, you're not getting any targets. He's going to have a clean jersey, maybe one tackle the whole game. He was literally glue. It was crazy.
Yep.
A.J. Bouye in the offseason. That's awesome. Did he not? He was the second best defensive player on the 2017 Jags team who had a kind of legendary defense, or one of the best defenses in like the 21st century. I'll give you that.
You're right.
And he was one of their best players. So he's good. C.J. Henderson, that was a week ago. Is that the anniversary, right?
A couple days ago.
A couple days ago. Oh, that's right. It happened right before the game.
He
basically,
was like a
before the
Richard
game.
Sherman pickup.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have started, but he had to.
Yeah. You already said about him. That was the dumbest trade. You're gonna win that Jags Panthers bet because that stuff like that. The Jaguars gave away one of the. You said top 10.
There was some
a little
drama.
soon maybe, but really good cornerback, really young cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Those changes in the last year have made me think that man, they could be the best defense already, and that's probably going to lead into the next 3 or 4 seasons at least.
Like you said about last year, they were ranked one of the worst defenses last year in the league.
They were.
Now they're one of the best.
Yeah, literally. That's a crazy turnaround.
Granted, Jermaine Carter signing, Hassan Reddick, huge signing, Morgan Fox signing.
Yep.
Those were three big pickups
Absolutely.
in the offseason. And AJ Bouye, sorry.
But you can never account for the free agents because you don't know. You can kind of project what a team's going for in the draft. Free agency, seeing my team, kidding me?
Y'all picked up like 30 fucking players.
Yeah, I know.
In free agency.
Matt Judon. Oh my god.
So with the Dallas game, I projected a loss. I figured the Panthers would lose that game. Dallas is really good offensively.
Yeah.
Defense, they can get better, but offensively, they were really good.
Mm.
So I figured they would get to Sam Darnold. They did.
Yeah.
Because the Panthers' defense is shit. All right, cool. So
they're not shit. They just had a shit game. There's a difference.
So the Panthers' defense or offensive line is shit and has been for quite some time now.
Mm.
So that's the offensive side of the ball flawed. Also, McCaffrey didn't play. That kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Defensively, going against one of the best offenses in the league, they did pretty good against the pass. Now the run, I figured it would happen. Our interior D linemen are younger. I'm not going to say they're bad, but you got Derek Brown, Morgan Fox.
They're not bad.
Yatur Gross-Matos leading the charge in the interior line. Two of the three within 2 years. Okay, so now you got Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick, who was out some of the game. Also, Shaq Thompson out some of the game, and he's going to miss some weeks. So the outside, they never ran the ball on the outside, and if they did, it was a loss. I'd say 80% of the time. They got all of their rushes and yards running up the middle, and that's what fucked us.
I agree. And if you watch, it's not just like you look at the end result, how many yards they got. Just go back and watch. Just watch about 10 plays at random in the game. If it was a rush up the middle, I'm pretty sure. And it's really, I think it's more the Cowboys' own line is
especially
really
the
stout.
Front
Especially
three.
The front three with Zach Martin. Come on, Zach Martin's one of the best guards ever. They were actually pushing the defensive front backwards, probably 3 yards every time. That's automatic 3 yards. Plus your guys running through. If there's a little hole, give them at least another 2 or 3 yards. On a bad play, that's about 6 yards to carry.
Yep.
That's, I mean, you know. So, and that's literally what it was.
It hurt. It hurt watching it.
They couldn't stop it. I was really shocked. I thought they'd do better because they've been so good. But I guess the Cowboys, that you won't see that bad. It won't be as bad as you're saying. It really isn't.
Just give it time; they'll get better. And like you said, their offensive line for the Cowboys is great, especially the front three. Now, when people get on to me about me saying Brian Burns is the shit, Tyron Smith, one of the best left tackles in the league, right?
Yep, has been.
Brian Burns kicked his ass.
He did
all game.
And
all fucking
in the
game.
Run too, they couldn't run outside to his side. They had to run the backside. Yeah.
And if they did run it to the outside, it was on the right side when Hassan Reddick was hurt.
Yep.
So they had to run it up the middle, and it fucking worked. Couldn't stop it. But yeah, Brian Burns, I'm telling you, that fucking guy is phenomenal.
As Belichick would say, that guy is a problem.
He is. All right, so moving on to, man, this prediction hurt.
Oh my god.
It hurt. Now props to Jacob.
Can we just skip this
My
one?
brother Jacob. Props to him for calling this game. He's a Cardinal fan. He said the Cardinals would win. We didn't. We called him stupid.
He's still stupid.
Well, yeah. But props to you, Jacob. Arizona Animal, who commented last podcast or 2 podcasts ago saying Arizona was the shit, better than the Rams. We laughed. I mean, I don't think they are.
They're not.
But hey, they called it. They did good.
They played a better game. Doesn't mean they're better.
So with the Cardinals and Rams, we're going to recap the game, and we're also going to see what this means for the NFC West. Topic brought to you by Kurt Hills once again. Kurt wanted to go over this game because he doesn't think social media or any sport news outlet is giving Cardinals enough credit. Nobody's even talking about this game. Honestly, nobody's talked about it.
I think you're right. I haven't heard anything about it.
It's because everybody was wrong.
Because Belichick, Brady, and all they're looking at other big stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
and everybody was wrong. Everybody was like, "Oh, Rams winning." I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but I figured the Rams would win. Now,
I figured they'd win.
What did you see about the Cardinals and Rams?
Let's start with this. Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. The Rams are still a better team. I think their defense is way better. However, they had a bad game. It's not gonna. You're not. The Rams will not give up 216 fucking rushing yards every game. There's no way. That was an anomaly. They won't. I bet you they don't give up 150 rushing yards in another game. There's no way with that front seven and that overall defense that they can do that. Now maybe they were overcompensating. Like Ramsey did a pretty damn good job against D-Hop. Kept him out of the end zone. Only gave up 4 catches. Right. Not that bad. They did okay in the passing game. I don't. Kyler didn't break 300, which he had been doing with ease. Ask the Titans how easy that was for Kyler Murray to drop 400 yards and like 5 touchdowns on him. Mm-hmm. So it's just a bad game, and it started with their run defense was atrocious. Yep. That's all. To me, it's as simple as that. So I even said, and I think you can quote me on it if you go back and look at it. I said, you know what? The Cardinals could win the game. I'd be shocked, but they could win. And it wouldn't matter because they will not be first in their division at the end of the year. There's no way they're beating the Rams a second time. I don't care when they're playing them. They're not going to beat them a second time. Not with Sean McVay as the head coach and not with that dumbass as their head coach. Okay? They're not going to beat them again. It's not going to happen. So props to them. They're 4-0. The Raiders lost on Monday Night Football. I think they're the only undefeated team in football with the Panthers losing.
Oh, the Broncos lost playing a good
and the
team.
Broncos finally lost.
Shocker.
Yeah, so they're the only undefeated team. I'm going to give them credit right now, right? But if we're talking about how does this affect the division, I don't think it really does. The Rams now have to win the next game. They play with the within the division and, of course, against the Cardinals, but I think they will.
Who are they playing next?
Couldn't tell you.
No.
It's going to be a win, though. Right here. I said it. It's going to be a win. I don't care who
the Rams are probably going 15-1 or 16-1 now.
And I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass. Let me tell you why. Okay. Last year, they started 5-2, which was actually at one point before their bye week, I think tied for first in their division with the Rams, mind you. This is what happened after the bye week. Week 8. Pretty good time of bye week, right? About right in the middle,
Nearly in the middle,
of the season. Okay, went from 5-2 to 8-8. Here's the funny part of those 6 losses that they had in their last 9 games.
Yep.
4 division games, they lost all 4 of them. 2 to the Rams, 1 to the shitty Niners team that only won 4 games, and another one to the Seahawks.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
And that happened on the second half of the season.
That's a really good
So they went from last year getting hyped up at the beginning to, wow, look at these guys, look at Murray, to, oh, shit, what happened there?
Yeah, he was having an MVP season until then.
Yep, and he's having an MVP season right now. I don't want for him, I don't want that to happen, but
because he's great.
I'm just predicting the same fucking thing because it's the same coach, it's the same culture, and there's nothing really changed except a couple of old veteran defensive players. That's it.
They're in win now mode. Going from an 8-8 season.
Oh, they're going to win right now. They might win the next few weeks too, but they ain't going to win the whole fucking season apparently.
So they go from 8-8, and now they're like, all right, fuck it. We're almost there. We got to get a bunch of veteran players, and we got to win now.
That's right.
Before we crash on money. Which I told you before we started.
Why don't you take over from there?
When we get Jacob on the show within the next couple weeks, it's going to be all salary cap talk for me. You can do the Cliff Kingsbury hate. That's fine. You go ahead. I will just be talking money because they don't have it. So I want to start off by saying this. Cliff Kingsbury, fuck you.
Damn, dude.
You go from Kyler Murray, when I had Kyler Murray in fantasy last year, you turn it around when I don't have Kyler Murray this year, and he blows the fuck up. Fuck you. I watched every game last year.
Oh, shit. I got Kyler Murray this year.
I was very upset watching the games because I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, he's got 10 points in the first quarter. Wow, that's great. He might have 40. He ends up with 17. You don't know why? Because it's 3-yard completion, 2-yard completion, 1-yard completion, punt every fucking drive. So fuck you, Cliff Kingsbury. I respect you. Obviously, I'm just kidding. I respect you.
I don't respect you.
Okay, well you're head coach in the NFL. I wish I had that job, but fuck you when it comes
You'd
to
be better
fantasy
at it.
because you fucked me last
You'd
year.
be better at it, in my opinion.
Okay, well, that's neither here nor there. So, that's off. All right, there's my rant for that.
Pat McAfee.
Kyler Murray is the MVP right now. Agreed. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, who?
I know. I had to think. Because I was just, there's
I
a lot
mean,
of good
Dak's
players.
doing good. Derek Carr's
I
doing
had to
good.
think,
Brady's
I
doing
mean,
good, even though
he
fuck
was
him
doing
too
good.
because he fucked me this week.
No, Kyler Murray hadn't had a bad. He's had a great game every game so far.
So Kyler Murray,
he's the MVP right now. Sure.
yeah, Kyler Murray MVP. Now, when it comes to the Rams and Cardinals, boom, like you said it, they couldn't stop the run, right? That's why they lost.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, you're not gonna stop Kyler Murray.
They're not
You're not
gonna
gonna
do
do it. It's not gonna fucking happen. The only person that can stop Kyler Murray is Cliff Kingsbury, and we saw that the last 2 seasons.
And he will.
Yep.
You wait for it.
So the only person that can stop Kyler Murray is Cliff Kingsbury, which he did the past 2 years, and now he's not yet. Now,
Keyword,
I can tell
people.
you,
Yet.
I
It's
can
gonna
tell
happen.
you who lost the game for the Rams, and that is their defensive line, being one of the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best defensive lines in the league. Probably it could be the best. Probably the best. Just because of
Because Aaron. I mean,
well, they got. I mean, yeah, that's a big part of it. Leonard Floyd. I mean,
that
just
Joseph Day guy isn't. He's kind of random. I think.
I'll say one
he's
of.
kind of average.
One of.
Okay, yeah, one of.
Okay, they lost the game for him.
Yeah.
Lack of discipline on the offensive line side of the ball, and I saw it with the Panthers in Week 1. You got such fast fucking defensive ends, and they get right past the tackles, and they blow right past the quarterback, and they go out the fucking stadium because they don't stop running. You got to fucking contain, motherfuckers, contain. That pissed me off.
Straight line.
They don't contain. And what does that do? Kyler Murray skirts his scary little fucking ass over to the sideline, gets 16 yards rushing on a 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15, he gets 16 yards rushing.
Let me defend the end, okay? It's Kyler Murray. Like, there's any mobile quarterback, you can't attack them from the edge anyway because they're just going to step up in the pocket. Like, you want to attack them quarterback, it has to be interior.
Correct.
So that's not really their fault. They got to contain, yeah, but he's so quick that there's no real, like, if he does a play like that, you can't really game plan that.
I mean, yes and no, in a way.
He's the MVP right now.
Defensive line in general lost that game. Now, I know.
I agree with you.
I know it sounds like I'm taking
The
away
stats-
from how good the Cardinals did that game. The Cardinals did amazing that game. All right. And I don't know who to hate more. I don't know if it was the defensive line for the Rams lost or the Cardinals' pass protection was that good or just offensive line was that good in general. They're not good on paper. The offensive line for the Cardinals are just as good as ours. And I don't know why the fuck they're doing so damn good. Because I know if Sam Darnold was quarterback right there, or with our offensive line playing against the Rams, I'm pretty sure he would have gotten sacked 15 times. By Aaron Donald.
You got to look at maybe he's getting the ball out quickly, or I don't know. That's interesting.
He got sacked 3 times. Kyler Murray got sacked 3 times, and the pressure was there, but they didn't contain. So the Cardinals did a great job. That leads me to the next point. Cardinals did a great job of misdirection. They were fucking killing it on the runs, misdirection plays, counters. They were doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jet sweeps. They had a couple jet sweeps in there.
Yeah.
So the game plan was great by Cliff Kingsbury, by the Cardinals in general. I'm sorry. I just had to say it.
I know. Look, I agree with you, but I just hated it.
I know.
That's all.
They did great. The Cardinals did a great job at attacking the Rams. And you know what? This brings me to my last point with them. The Rams defense is slow. The Cardinals offense is fast.
I agree with you on
as
that.
fuck. They've got D-Hop, who's fast. Rondale Moore, who's fast.
Yep.
Christian Kirk, who's fast. Chase Edmonds, who's fast. Kyler Murray, who's fast.
AJ Green used to be fast.
Well, he's about as old as a fucking turd. So
Leading receiver this week, though.
he is. So, yeah, they are a fast team, and the Rams simply could not keep up. Misdirection. They could not keep up with the Cardinals. So I look at the Cardinals' next couple of games. Okay. Let me bring it up. They play the 49ers. Win. Possibly.
Maybe. That's
Okay.
a big game.
I'm projecting the win.
To need to win. Yeah.
They play the Browns. I think that could be a win.
I think that could be a big loss. The Browns did get 9 sacks just 2 games ago
They did,
on a
but
shitty O-line. And like you just mentioned, somehow their O-line really... name 2 offensive linemen on the Cardinals. Go.
Justin Pugh. All right, so they got
Safe?
the Browns.
That's a loss.
I'm saying it could be a win. All right, Cardinals aren't that bad. Browns are really good though. So you got that game. Then you got the Texans. Then you got the then you got the Packers after that. That's going to be a big game.
That'll be an awesome game to watch.
Now, I'm looking at these teams, and you're looking at my computer, and you see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I can see win. They play the 49ers again after the Packers. And then I see a big game November 14th in Arizona, and Carolina comes to town.
Nice.
That's going to be a loss for the Cardinals.
I agree.
Carolina will win that game. Because
I want to be at that household when the 2 brothers are watching the game together. That would be fun.
Let me go back here. Talk real quick. I got to look and see what I actually predicted for that game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really excited for one.
I found it. Shut up. All right, so I did project a win for that game for the Panthers.
Did you?
I did. So the Rams got beat because they're not fast enough on defense.
Oh, you guys are definitely fucking fast enough.
You know who's a really fast fucking defense?
Y'all's defense.
Carolina. And you know who's going to stop them?
Yeah.
Carolina.
Dude, that goes for DBs and front 7, to be honest with you.
Fastest defense in the league by
I
far.
agree. Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't think there's anybody.
A lot of that has to do with the age, and you're the youngest defense too.
Sure, I'm biased. I get it. I'm biased. So Cardinal fans out there, whoever fans out there, I'm biased.
I'll be your neutral party, and I agree with you 100%.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. So I can see all wins. I mean, they might lose to the Browns. They might lose to the Packers. They might lose to the Texans. But I think the...
Huh?
I was about to
Dude,
say.
you had me so confused, man. It's like, what?
No. So I think if they did go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... If they do go 9-0, Panthers are going to be their first loss. Guarantee it.
When's their bye week? I know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. They're going to hit this streak. They're going to hit a streak. They're going to lose games that they need to win.
I don't know when they're done.
Maybe that's what it is. They could get 13 wins, right? But there's, what would it be? 4, if they were 13-4. I bet they can get 3 or 4 losses, and they're going to be 3 or 4 of the biggest games that they need to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're probably going to, and they're going to be division games, just like last year. That's what I'm calling. I'm predicting it anyway, just because it happened last year, right? History repeats itself, okay?
It does.
They're not going to, like I said, Rams are winning the next game they play against the Cardinals. There's no way they're going to lose both games, right? You got them beating the 49ers. Okay, maybe one of them. They're going to split at least those.
Okay.
Seahawks already, I think Seahawks are going to probably beat them at least once, right? You can't just split the whole fucking division. That's not going to get you first.
You're right.
They got to sweep their division, or at least one of the teams, if not multiple. They're not going to do that. They're not good enough for that.
I believe it.
And it's not their fault. They got a tough division. I mean, they got
Tough the toughest division in football.
Oh yeah, they have 4 playoff caliber teams, 1 Super Bowl bound team, possible Super Bowl champ team, and the Rams still on that dream, still there.
I believe it.
1 loss isn't scaring me away.
Nope.
So, yeah, they're still overrated. Maybe that's the word. The Cardinals are the Tyreek Hill of teams. They are fast and athletic, but they're overrated.
God,
They're all about the stats.
That was one of the best comparisons you could ever do.
Thank you.
That was so good because I've been saying that forever.
It's all about Tyreek. Tyreek Hill, quick point. We like him in fantasy. I'm sure he's a cool guy. That guy is just fast. He has he's just fast and athletic.
His hands aren't even there.
He doesn't have great hands. He can jump pretty high for his height, I guess. He's incredibly fast. He doesn't have good route running. He really doesn't.
No.
He's just so quick.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything by the book.
Yeah.
He's just fast.
Yeah.
So
I believe it. And people that put him as a top 5 receiver, it makes me want to puke.
Hell no.
That makes me want to fucking throw up.
No. If Usain Bolt played fucking football, it's Tyreek Hill. That's all that is.
Pretty much. Their bye week, I believe, is week 12. I'm looking at the dates, and it goes from November 21st to December 5th. So there's a week skipped in there. So I'm guessing it's week 12 is their bye.
That'll be.
So they could go.
I'll ride this all the way to week 12.
They could go 10-1, being their only loss to the Panthers.
Not going to happen, but.
Because they will lose that game.
Oh, they're going to lose that game. They're going to lose a couple more, is what I'm saying. There's no way.
Plus, the Panthers are the Cardinals' kryptonite. Oh, well, my brother, he says the Cardinals' kryptonite is Cam Newton, which it is.
Yeah, it is.
The
NFC
also
Championship massacre.
I also think it. Well, and then the year, so they lost to the Panthers the year after that in Arizona, and then a couple years after that they lost to Kyle Allen in Arizona, and then last year they lost to Teddy Bridgewater in Carolina.
Well, Teddy Two Gloves. Fun fact before this week, Teddy Two Gloves was ranked 4th in MVP projections in front of Tom Brady and others. How's that for Teddy Two Gloves? We got to talk about Teddy next week, can't we?
I miss.
You did miss.
That's how I feel about Teddy.
That's
you're
so
probably a great guy, but and I'm gonna go out on a limb. The reason I hate Teddy Bridgewater as a football player, he got brought to Carolina to lose. Congratulations, you did. But the fact this fucker has no drive to win a fucking game. I swear to God. When you go in Tampa Bay, week 2, are down 28-0 at halftime, and you are running to the locker room fucking smiling. As a Panther fan, I wanted to fucking throw up.
Someone told him a joke that was clearly really
You know what
funny.
I did right after that? Click. Didn't even watch the fucking rest
Turn
of
the
the game.
volume up? Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. I turned the power of the fucking TV off, Nick. Fuck that. And guess what? That was the most uninteresting season of all time for the Panthers. Kyle Allen and Taylor Heineke. I watched more games and was into more games during that than I was with Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, I watched the games, but it was like, all right, computer's on. I'm just on my phone. All right, turnover at the 1-yard line. Teddy fumbled it. Sucker. Okay. Oh, they made it back down there. Next drive, and Teddy turnover, fumble, shocker. 3 times against the Packers on the goal line. Fucker fumbled it, by the way. So,
well, did he have 2 gloves on or just
they call
one?
him Teddy Two Gloves, Teddy Two Gloves. We call him Teddy Turnover. Turnover Teddy. Turnover Teddy fucking Bridgewater. That's what I call him. Because he fucking turned the ball over 18 times.
Good news is you guys paid him a lot of money to do all that.
Yep.
So that's good.
And that's gone next year. I can't wait. All that money, all that
You
dead
and your
cap
space knowledge over here.
dead cap
It's
is gone.
ridiculous.
Can't wait. That's $60 million. I think we're paying $40 million of the 60 or something like that. So that'll be all freed up next year.
Y'all paid him that much?
$60 million for 3 years.
Yeah. What just ended on that? I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
It's way.
Yeah, no shit. Why do you think I was so pissed in week 2 when he's smiling in the fucking locker room?
I'm telling you, listen. There's a lot of funny jokes out there. Okay, a lot of maybe there's a knock joke. That's probably going. Knock knock. Who's there? 7-win season. Ha! Right?
Yeah, you're right.
That's what it was.
He's probably laughing like, yeah, we're not beating the fucking Bucks.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, come on.
That was the first
They
year.
all laughed when they got in the locker room. They were like, should we just go home? Seriously. Let's leave. That's what they were doing.
They really fucking should.
He just didn't wait. So, anyway.
Thank you for watching episode 48 of The Extra Point. It was more of a longer episode because we had like 5 topics.
Right. Good topics, though. I like
Very
those
good topics. If you got any more topics, shoot them our way on Instagram, Twitter, comments, whatever. We'll even post your topic and your comment on the fucking video. So, shoot them our way.
No
Go
more
follow
Cardinals topic. Give me a week off from the fucking Cardinals topics.
Yeah, we're not
please.
talking. No.
Sick of that shit already.
we'll have a Cardinal fan here soon, and he can talk Cardinal topics, and we'll debate with him, because at that point he will say the Cardinals are the best franchise of all time.
Of all time, yep.
So yeah, thank you for watching. Nick, you got anything else to add?
No, except no, I got nothing. Yeah. Do you have something you want to say?
That was so weird.
What?
The way you said that.
I was thinking like, what do I got to say? But I got nothing. It all came out. This is like a therapy session. I don't hold anything back. It all comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let my emotions out. You know, I let people know how I feel.
Yep.
So it's all gone. I'm good.
This is just a fun time. Just drinking beer, talking football.
Yeah, this is great.
I love it. I wish this was my job.
We'll probably end up doing what we're doing now for about an hour and a half when we turn the camera off.
Yep.
To be honest with you.
100%.
So.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in next week at the Extra Point, Wednesday at 8 a.m. And we'll catch you later.